Okay, we're not live, but we are recording now. This is like our first podcast back in
Whoa.
like 3 years or something. Yo,
Let's go.
let's go. We're
Yeah,
back.
we're
All
back.
right, introductions.
Toby, where did we all go?
Yeah, where did we go? I think we were in the Bahamas for a while. I think we were in Bermuda Triangle for a bit.
I
And
don't
we
remember this.
Well,
I was at your
yeah,
mom's house.
There are a lot of coconut crabs
Yeah,
eating
it was
skeletons.
pretty wild. Some of us
Yeah.
didn't make it. Lego guy, we had to eat him alive, unfortunately, so he's not with us today.
It didn't taste
But-
very good.
We took
Yeah,
all of
that plastic didn't work.
those little Lego coins that come out from Lego Star Wars. We took all of them. He had no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we back now. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
We're not just back. We're so back.
We're so,
So back.
fucking
Yo,
back.
we're so back.
Let's go. All right. So, what should we start with first? Should we just go with the list that McRiddle posted? We'll just go in
Yes,
that order.
I think that's a good
Yeah.
thing to go into.
We can
Because I
start
was
with the
listening
live
at
developing
home.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is pretty topical. For the first time, we're actually talking about something topical. it's going on right now. Yeah, the Kendrick and Drake beef. Let's talk about that.
Whoa.
Is anyone on Drake's side in here?
Yeah, if you're on Drake's side, you're an evil person.
Yeah.
Objectively, like
You're a
Is-
beta.
If you're on
no,
Drake's side,
you're
this
not
isn't
a
God's
beta.
plan.
You're an evil person.
I-
With the allegations that Kendrick is throwing out, calling him a pedophile, a predator, that he has another child that he's hiding, and maybe even more. And that like he has a bunch of people in like the whole OVO thing who are probably just leaking information to Kendrick anyway. How can
He
you be
has
on
the
his side?
receipt.
And you can't be on his side because the people on his side are betraying him.
I saw a tweet earlier that just said, "Man, Narwhal is working overtime for Kendrick right now."
This truly is a modern Shakespearean play.
Holy shit.
Has Nardwar spoken to Drake before? In 2016
He did.
Exactly.
and 13 years ago.
Kendrick did say he had someone on the inside.
Yeah, it's crazy how much shit Nardwar knows.
How does he know?
Genuinely.
I was watching just a compilation of just all the just times he shocked the musicians with the stuff he knew, and every time they were like, "Are you a Fed? Are you the FBI?"
Didn't Tyler say that?
I think so.
Did you hear what T-Pain said about this?
No, I
not.
didn't.
T-Pain, I forget what he said. It's something about like, this is crazy, but I'm still gonna show up to work tomorrow.
Real.
Real, yeah.
Well, I think we all know who really won this situation. It's not Kendrick. It's not Drake. It's J. Cole, because he got to make a diss and then leave, and make
Maybe.
probably the smartest career choice ever with that.
Made this, apologized, and then just got completely clear of all of this shit.
I think he knew something. He knew it was coming. He was like, "No, not today."
I saw someone say that like someone had to have told him that like that how serious Kendrick was taking this shit, because there's
Dude,
no
yeah.
way there's no way that anyone would have let J. Cole walk into this. He's minding his own business. He's somewhere riding a bike.
Stay in his lane.
J. Cole's it.
Well, again, like Drake's almost in his 40s.
So is
Doing
Kendrick,
these, like-
right?
I don't know.
Kendrick's pretty old, yeah. as
Drake's
well.
37.
Kendrick is, how old is K-Dot?
36.
Yeah, they're not too far off.
They're not too far, but Drake's doing these like baby disses where it's just like
You ugly.
You're short.
little
You're
you
short.
short.
Bad.
You a little homophobic. And then Kendrick's just like, I hate you. You're a bitch.
He literally
Drake's
said
out
people
here
like he
calling him
should
Kendrick
die.
Lamar.
Yeah. Like Kendrick's just like, I know everything. I will ruin you and your family.
Become full-on hater.
Dude, I think the most just obscene stuff Kendrick said was just the whole saying to his dad Dennis, saying that you raised a horrible fucking person.
Oh yeah,
People
dude.
like him should die.
Yeah, he really said that. I think people like him
Like,
should die.
I'm confused. What was Drake's dad? Because he made a comment about him being a killer or something. I'm confused.
See, in that he wasn't talking about Drake's dad. He was talking about the head of the label Drake signed to. That would be Birdman, aka Baby.
The Baby?
No, Baby.
I
He
thought
did it
Baby.
first. He did it
He's
in
in
the early
jail.
2000s.
Of course,
Throw
Drake
him
would
in
sign to a label named Baby, bro. Of course.
The baby.
Yo, baby.
So has anyone listened to the new one? Because apparently
Yes.
Kendrick is just not stopping. He just
Yeah,
keeps going.
dude, it's
He
crazy.
he calls him a pedophile like 4 different times.
Well, there was another one after Meet the Grams, I think it said.
Yeah, like
Was the one?
a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has he just had these like stored, or like has he literally
He's
just spent
been
his whole
around.
day?
So
Writing
someone like
these.
leaked it and said that Kendrick made a 19-minute long diss, so he's probably just chopping it up into pieces. So I think that's the last one, if the source is true, because
Yeah.
the first 2 were 6 minutes each, and the last one's about 5 minutes. So that's about 19.
Oh,
Or so.
I think it more or less shows how not just like serious Kendrick is taking this, but like also how smart he is with this. Because if he's able to do this and still respond to his like Drake's points, he knows what Drake's gonna say, which is just that's
And yeah, that's
crazy.
that's
Like he
exactly
knows.
that's exactly what he said in Euphoria. I can even predict your angle. And then Drake started making allegations about Kendrick's family, and then Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, all about Drake's family. And then he dropped this stuff the next day after, and it's insane. What does he know?
This might go down as one of the like greatest like reads and just like overall like rap debates ever, because like I don't think we're ever gonna see an artist perform what Kendrick is doing right now ever again.
Dude, we're never gonna see an artist like Kendrick in general. Like, holy shit. Besides, like,
Yeah.
the diss, just him in general. Like, holy shit, this guy's awesome.
I don't know
Again.
what the things like people have on him are, and I'm very curious about what they are.
Have on Kendrick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone's calling him a wife beater.
Well, Drake said that,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what Drake said on Family Matters.
Well, is it proven, or is it just Drake talking
I mean,
out his ass?
everything that's being said on these is all allegations. There's no proof for anything.
Except for the family thing, because
Except
that got
Drake being a
proven by
bitch.
Pusha T. That was already proven.
Oh,
by
well,
Pusha
yeah,
T.
that was Adonis. Yeah, it was proven 6 years ago. Now I think everyone's just waiting to see who's going to get the first source on any of this.
Yeah.
I do have to say I've seen sources of a possible kid that could be Drake.
It
Is
could
it
just be a
Anthony
random
Edwards?
person on Twitter.
Well, I guess it was, they found the picture of her. She was 11 years old, and I guess there was a picture of, I don't know if it was real or not, of him and her mom with a baby.
Oh, it's real.
Like a family
I was the
photo.
mom.
It's like people are getting receipts so fucking quickly.
I mean, it could be AI generated. You never know.
True.
That's the sad
Yeah.
thing.
That deep fake stuff is
Yeah.
absurd.
It is getting very crazy. I saw one today that was like LeBron doing an interview thing on TikTok, and it was weird as shit. I was like, oh my god, what is this?
Is this real?
And you could tell it was fake because he was swearing, and I was like, LeBron wouldn't swear in an interview. That
Is
doesn't
this
work.
real?
Not real. I promise you, chat, it's not real.
Promise you,
It
Chad.
might be.
So I don't know this. Someone maybe explain this to me. I had it explained earlier a bit, but like, what started this whole thing? Like, who struck
Well-
first?
Oh, there was a
Your
thing.
fault.
I saw a tweet about it.
Depends on how far back you really want to go.
I like recently, because like I wouldn't call this like something that like just happened. Like
Oh, no, I mean,
obviously it
there's-
happened over time, but
There is a tweet from 2012 when after Pusha T, because Pusha T's been like dissing Drake and Lil Wayne since like the 2000s, like 2010. Pusha T hates he fucking hates Drake. Kendrick tweeted in 2012, "I agree with Pusha T." That he already hates Drake way back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now it's all coming up, and it's like, has he just been mad this whole time?
Yeah, and I know J. Cole technically started it by calling them like the three,
The big three.
the big three. And Kendrick's like, no, don't compare me to fucking Drake.
You know, it was first person shooter from what album was that from? Oh yeah, from the Drake album he released like last year, For All the Dogs.
Yeah, so it's kind of been going on, but technically J. Cole started it and then just fucking dipped.
Yeah, it was that. You know, they were all the talk about the big three, who's up there, who's the best, whatever. And then like that on the Future album, which came out like a month ago. Not like March 22nd. That came out where Kendrick called where Kendrick called out Drake. And then Drake dropped Push Ups a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. Kendrick dropped Euphoria 3 days ago. Drake responded yesterday, and Kendrick responded twice yesterday, and then again today. So now we're waiting on Drake to respond again.
I'm trying to find the tweet that was describing the lore, but I can't find it anymore.
The Lord.
The
The
beef
lore.
lore, but I can't find it. I'm sad.
It's just crazy to me though, because like, I'm just gonna admit this. I don't listen to rap. I've never really like listened to that genre of music. I've always respected it, but I just never listened to it because it's really just not my thing. And I've always just understood that like Kendrick was really good at it. So like I kind of got weird when I heard people were going after Kendrick because I was like, this doesn't seem like this is a great idea. It kind of felt like, in a sense, like to a lesser extent, but like all the like white rappers going after Eminem back in like when he was at his peak.
There are white
It's like-
rappers other than
It was
M?
it was MGK. It was MGK who dissed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
rapper in air quotes.
But
Well,
like
he
it
was
was kind of
he
like,
was rapping then.
Yeah.
He stopped.
but it was
after
kind of
that.
like that process where it was like, as much as like I'm not the biggest Eminem fan or everything, he is the defining white rapper. He is the guy. And like all of them going after him felt weird because it was like you knew he was gonna come back with something about it. And this is kind of how I feel about Kendrick, because like I think despite there being a lot of people in the scene, Kendrick is still considered probably the best or very close to the best. So it felt weird that like they all wanted to like be like, oh, I'm just like Kendrick, and Kendrick is like, no, and then Drake was like, no, it's me.
I mean, Kendrick's the only rapper who won a Pulitzer.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I also think,
Yeah, he won it for Damn.
Damn.
yo. I also think it's just it's interesting to me because it's like I've always kind of more viewed Drake as like, while he's very popular and he does sometimes lyrically write really well, I think it's all up to interpretation. Drake has always been that guy who's just kind of like a big icon, while he doesn't really make the actual stuff. Like Drake's albums are okay at best or good. You don't really see. I can't even think of a Drake album that is generation defining like To Pimp a Butterfly is, or even like other stuff that Kendrick's made, like Damn. Like that doesn't exist in Drake's repertoire, at least from what I understand.
I think the closest thing Drake has to like a genre defining classic or whatever you want to say is was it Nothing Was Ever the Same?
I don't even know what songs
Yeah.
are in there.
Yeah, I mean that's by far the best he has. But I mean, Kendrick he's just been objectively the best. Like,
Yeah,
for at least
for
the
so
last
long.
like
Does
8 years.
Drake even write his own stuff?
Oh yeah.
No, I mean he's had a
Ghostwriter.
ghostwriter since 2018. That's why Pusha T was dissing him.
Yeah.
That was the original
it's-
whole shit. Even before Pusha T started talking about Drake's kids, it was the ghostwriters.
See, that's actually kind of how I feel, because I kind of feel like, now I'm gonna take a step back for a second and kind of explain something a little older. I kind of feel like the way Drake wanted to handle this is like how like 2016, 2017, 2018 YouTube handled diss tracks, where it was like very like YouTube personal, like you just like throw insults at each other, and it was really like weird and shit, and you maybe throw like one or two like digs in, but then Kendrick was like, no, I'm gonna handle this like a rapper would and like actually come after you. And I think that kind of shocked Drake a bit. I kind of feel because I kind of feel like I don't want to speak for Drake, but like I kind of feel like he took it as like this is a way for both of them to like have beef, but also booster themselves. But Kendrick took it more as I don't want to do this, but I'm going to because you need to be stopped.
Yeah, I honestly
mean,
didn't think. Oh yeah.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I never thought Kendrick would actually do this, or especially to the extent that he's going right now. Like, I thought he wouldn't like play along with Drake's shit. I'm like, bro, I got better things to do. But nah, when he actually did, he actually fucking gave it his all and then some. So it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
was gonna
fantastic.
say, both
ahead.
times at the start of the beef with Drake and Pusha T and Drake and Kendrick, they were just doing like regular disses at each other, which is normal. That happens. But both times Drake mentions the other guy's wife. Drake mentioned Pusha T's wife on Duppy Freestyle,
Mhm.
which was and then right after that, Pusha came back with Story of Adidon, where he exposed Adonis, Drake's child, and then just went all. He even just said ignoring all the ghostwriting. You have a kid. You're lying about the kid. You're lying about the baby mama. You're lying about who she was. You know that, and then Drake mentioned Kendrick's wife's name on push-ups. I think. Yeah, he name dropped her on push-ups, and then
Bruh.
now he's doing the same thing. He's mentioning the other guy's wife, and then then because you don't bring other people into this shit. It's
Yeah.
if you're gonna do playful disses, you just say like, your music sucks, whatever. You're short.
Yeah. You do the J.
You
Cole
wear,
approach.
you wear
You
size
just
7
call it-
shoes.
Yeah. You bring up
You
a
say,
tweet.
yeah,
Like,
I'm better.
You don't fucking bring family.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't bring in the wives. You don't bring in the kids. You don't bring in their parents.
and I think that's where Drake went wrong because I think as soon as he did that, I think it kind of told Kendrick, oh, this is time for me to, you know, go a little hard on this. I have my stuff. I'll go at you now. I think, and it also helps his career a lot. Like, not that Kendrick's had a bad career, but like this cements him like as one of the greatest of all time. Like the level that he's doing and the level of like diss he's able to like do right now, especially against someone as big as Drake. Like Drake is probably, I would say Drake is the most popular rapper like
Yes,
currently
Mhm.
still.
objectively.
Him able to do that against Drake cements him as an easy like GOAT candidate. Weird to say of rap all time because this is like culturally this will be talked about years from now.
Yeah, all the greats have gotten into these like these fights. There was Jay-Z and Nas. There was Biggie and Tupac.
Mm.
These are the
But they
things
were
that.
friends.
Well, I mean, they were, then they weren't. There's a lot of
Yeah.
drama. That's why there's a whole everything.
Ah.
And then Biggie died first, I think, which I think kind of just inspired Tupac to just be like, hey, you gotta cut this drama out, and then he got killed too. I mean, hoping obviously this doesn't get to that point, but this is what kind of defines the genre.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I think it will forever cement Kendrick as just in the conversation for something. Like his work alone does that, but like this just adds a whole layer. Is like if think about it, like how we talk about like Tupac and Biggie, or even the Police and all of them. Like we talk about all of these artists, years down the line, we have to like assert ourselves in that time period. People are gonna like hear about this and be like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like he said, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to destroy this person. And I am basically going to. I don't know how you recover from this personally. That's the biggest thing.
You don't.
Nah, Drake's big enough to like sustain something like this.
Honestly, Drake needs to prove that everything. If he proves that what Kendrick is saying is false, then he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then if
But I
either of them are just throwing out lies about each other, then it's just kind of ruins the whole thing.
but I don't think
But the
that's gonna
hard thing
happen.
is last time Drake got called out for hiding a kid, it was the truth.
Yeah.
So it's not
And
like he's gonna have the easiest time saying that he didn't do the exact same thing again.
yeah. And I'll be honest, there is Drake deriders. There are people that will defend Drake no matter what.
There are people that,
No.
yeah. My top 5
I
is Drake.
remember I saw on TikTok yesterday, which was before Kendrick released the diss track, an hour after Drake dropped his. I saw someone talk about it. I didn't actually hear the song yet. And I saw someone talk about it, and they were like, I don't know, like this Drake song, it fire, it go hard. And then Kendrick dropped his, and everyone stayed quiet after that. Like I saw all the Drake D-Riders kind of slowly make their way off social media. That's unheard of. That is something that is genuinely like intelligent and impressive. And if he was that smart to think ahead of that, that is just so smart in a debate. Like in a diss debate thing, if you are able to respond and give the opponent no time to get traction, that's crazy.
Bro, he's kicking him while he's still down too. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
people
even
have
when Drake responded, Kendrick dropped his like 30 minutes after,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
dropped
he was just
another.
ready.
Yeah. Dude, Drake hasn't even recovered. Yeah.
He didn't even get the time for people to like settle with both of them and make their opinions. He said, I'm going to end your arguments and make it irrelevant. It's basically almost like Drake didn't release the second track, which is crazy. Like, I don't know.
I just feel like Drake does not deserve the fame he has. Like half of his shit is only good because some other person wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm forever a Drake hater. I never liked him.
I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Same.
He does have some decent songs. And I won't deny that I'm a Drake hater. I am, but
It's just
like most of his best songs have great features on them.
yeah, and it's really hard to like somebody who gets really popular for trying to get in an industry where it's a lot of like doing stuff that's like not liked by certain people and then going, well, this is God's plan. I'm a God's person. Like it's just like pick a side.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I think that's the thing Kendrick's also like calling him out on is like, like Kendrick himself is very religious. Kendrick in his music he uses religious iconography, but also uses it as a way to like express his points and stuff like that. And I kind of understood from this entire debate that he's trying to say to Drake, hey, if you're gonna use the God mantle, you need to actually show it. You can't just like use it because you want to. And I think that's like kind of smart on Kendrick's part because he's kind of telling Drake, "Hey, I actually uphold what I say. You're not." Which is even more of like a at-home diss, especially if Drake is actually religious like Kendrick is.
And also what Kendrick was saying literally in Euphoria is like Drake did not want to admit he had a child. I don't know if he was in that child's life. I don't know much about Drake's lore and shit, but like he didn't want to admit that that was his kid. Like he took his name off of his kid. But then Kendrick's like, I have my son myself. I actually treat them like my son, unlike you. Like, let's forget the child you're hiding, but let's look at the son you have now. That out of nowhere, when people figure out about it, now you like him. Now you want him in your name. Now you want to use him to get more fame by having him do rap songs for you and that. Like, it's like a Kanye thing where it's like, I don't give a shit until it can make me money. I'm saying like Kanye as in like using Northwest. Sorry, not to bring Kanye just into this.
It's a touchy subject. Any other points?
I forgot Kanye got involved in this with the Like That remix.
He did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did
I
that a
was
while ago, but
waiting.
no one gives a shit.
Kanye gets involved in everything.
No one
No,
gives a
no.
shit about Kanye right now. Like
Uh,
he's making his bed and he's lying.
I'm just gonna say this, to try and salvage Kanye a bit. Kanye West, if you're watching the podcast, walk away from Nick Fuentes. That's all you need to do. Just walk away. That's
Dude,
all I gotta say.
No, it doesn't
That's all
matter. It doesn't matter because he has Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever his that
You
name
just
is. He
walk
has
away
him
from all
hired
of
as
them.
Yeezy. No, he has him
Just leave them
hired. He has him on his
Okay.
payroll. There are
Okay.
receipts.
There's no
There's no
saving.
getting away from this shit. He's been
My
done.
bad.
He's
I
been
think,
done for
like-
the last 3 years.
Kanye's done, and I hate to like change topics, but like my opinion with Kanye is he's not a good person in my eyes. But if he wants to get help and make himself better, then go for it. Like
I mean,
I ain't your therapist.
he's been refusing help for a while.
Yeah, he's been refusing help and putting it on everybody else in his life. Like, look at the girl he's with now. He's basically parading her around naked. Just for what? So the paparazzi can take pictures of her?
Like he's been on meds, off meds since at least 2016, as far as we know. Because that's when he did The Life of Pablo, and then he did the tour, and then he had to cancel the tour because he had a whole mental breakdown mid-tour.
Yeah, and
And
like,
then-
let alone that's not good for everyone else. And it's like, that's not good for him. Like,
not.
it's really not gonna help anybody.
And
if
there's a
he's
reason his
not
marriage fell apart.
healthy. Yeah. And he's obviously not over that. Like, goddamn.
He hasn't been over Kim for years. Not that Kim K is a good person either. I will say I'll add to this like a little bit. By adding a little joke I like saying a lot. Maybe people should just stop singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Like genuinely, like recently JoJo Siwa was singing it, and you saw what happened to her.
What?
I think people should just stop.
When did
Yeah.
Kanye sing it?
A couple years ago, he did a couple years ago. That's the crazy thing.
He did?
Yeah, he sang Bohemian Rhapsody live on stage. Yeah,
I really want to see that now.
it's a real clip. It's on. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it into the thing for you all to watch later.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. It was The Life of Pablo tour. That makes sense.
If anybody, I feel like it just touches the great, the great comes back.
I just think it's a thing people should stay away from. I haven't met a single person who sung it live that hasn't had something come out about them.
I have to add, because I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure Adam Lambert has.
Maybe.
And I
I
have
mean, a lot of
nothing-
people do it. It's a Queen
A lot of
song.
people do it. I
Yeah,
just feel like the people who do it and it gets popularity. You got JoJo Siwa, Brendan Urie, Kanye.
It's just a lot
I
of
mean,
people.
I could just go down the list of Bohemian Rhapsody covers. Okay, there's a lot of people. This Queen, Weird Al,
Weird Al's
Uh,
alright.
Look, we ever hate Weird Al.
Yeah,
uh,
what else? That's weird.
voice actor Ray Delisle. You may know her as Azula.
Hmm.
Really?
No comments.
Yeah.
No comments. No comments.
Her name is I think she also goes by Gray. Yeah, Gray Griffin. Sometimes I think she's also. Wait, no, not that.
No,
She's
but
someone
you
else.
mean-
She
you
she
mean
voice
Black
acts a lot of
Griffin?
people. You'll see her everywhere.
You mean Black?
The Muppets also covered it. Pink covered it.
Muppets, so controversial.
William Shatner.
William Shatner,
Okay,
bro?
well, the William Shatner
Yeah,
thing makes sense.
Kanye, Billy
It's kind
Joel,
of suspicious to me.
Billy
Panic
Joel.
at the Disco, Pentatonics,
Pentatonics, that doesn't
Okay,
Adam
I
Lambert,
liked Pentatonics as a kid.
and
I don't
this
like
is
them
this one's the most controversial one. The Wiggles.
Holy shit.
now. They're fun,
Okay,
dude.
but I think it still enforces my point because like out of all of those people, like Adam Lambert's he's went into stardom, but also kind of faded out, especially by the time
there's
that was
also
done.
15 people I didn't name because I don't recognize their names.
Yeah, but like a lot of the people that I'm hearing that are like aren't very big or like their entire shtick is like covers or things. I'm talking about strictly musicians that go into it to do it. Billy Joel's the exception to that, but like out of the only ones that I heard that were strictly musicians that aren't like parody artists or anything is Kanye, JoJo Siwa, which I don't think she's on that list, but and Brendan Urie, and all three of them have had issues after all that stuff happened. I just think it's a curse, personally. I just want to start that. I think it's a curse. I just think it's a risk. Just
The
don't do it.
Queen's curse.
Queen curse.
I was like, it's just a weird. I know people like it, but I just think it's a weird song to just like kind of bust out. All of them kind of just busted it out randomly.
I mean, I think it's just one of those songs where you like have like the big vocal range, like.
But two people on that list, do you really think Kanye has a big vocal range?
I mean, he's been singing since 2008. He had a whole album which was just half of him singing.
That man needs fucking help. All right, you want to move on to NBA now?
Okay.
man.
Well,
How long have we been? We've been
that was, like,
recording for half an
30-ish
hour.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly 30 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, basketball. Let's talk about the new GOAT who is going to take over the NBA, Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, let's go.
You're not talking about we got Jaden McDaniels himself, because it's obviously Jaden McDaniels.
We got Thanasis.
We got Thanasis on the Kupo.
Nah,
We good.
Anthony Edwards. He's fucking shit
Insane.
up.
Yeah.
He murdered my Suns. It's over for Phoenix.
Poor Suns.
Dude, he had 42
they don't have a
tonight.
draft pick.
He put up 40.
Back-to-back 40s.
yeah.
Yeah, that he can do is just so impressive as a ball player. And it sucks because I love Ant. I love his play style. I love who he is. But I hate the Timberwolves because I dislike everyone around him on the Timberwolves.
What?
Except for also my GOAT, Jaden McDaniels.
I mean, I know you don't like Gobert. We've talked about it before. And
I like Cat.
okay. I don't like I don't like Gobert, and I don't like what's the guy? The fruity guy?
The what?
Cat?
Yeah, Cat. I don't fucking like him.
I don't want to call him fruity. That's the disrespect to fruity people. That's such a disrespect.
Step away for 1 second. I hear people talking about fruity people. Are you talking about Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah.
What about you do?
I know ball.
I mean, I've always okay. I it's not that I dislike Cat because I actually liked Cat when coming into the league. I just always felt like he's just such a not he could easily be a best player in the league, but he just doesn't give a shit, and that makes no sense to me.
He's too soft.
Especially as a #1 pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've seen #1 picks that are fucking crazy, but Cat just doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just something. It's just something with the Minnesota Timberwolves as a franchise. Like, this is the first playoff success they've had in 30 years.
Yeah.
And now they actually expect their players to actually step up.
Well, and honestly, from what I've heard from the inside of the thing, a lot of that is Ant. Ant is kind of assuming the Jimmy Butler role of you guys need to step the fuck up, but it's working for some reason. I guess because he's young.
He's got that MJ in him. That's
Honestly,
Did you
yeah.
know that MJ might be his dad?
I'm pretty sure he isn't.
Yeah, they
Never
always
know.
say stuff like this.
Yeah, but it actually fits with Ant, weirdly enough.
Well, by that logic, I could be MJ's son.
No, okay, yeah. But is your dad still around, Toby?
You never know.
Damn.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I just see my dad just pick me up from school. Like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
I'm genuinely I would be okay with the Timberwolves winning the championship. I mean,
Yeah,
it's their
who would
one. They
if
get
you
their
could see
one.
any team win? Who would you want to see win? Actually,
Out
let's
of
just
the
say
current
for East
set?
side from the West. One team from the West, one team from the East. Who would you want to win?
My West team is probably the Timberwolves or the Mavericks. I'm kind of fine with either because I like Luka.
Mm,
And my East team is easily the Orlando Magic or the Knicks.
let's go.
I
Toby?
love Paulo Banchero. Motherfucker's great.
Well, who I want to win or who I think is gonna win?
Who you want to win?
Okay, yeah, who I want to win is definitely going to be the Wolves right now. And then for the East, I'm going to go with the Knicks too.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Wolves would be super cool. Also
Oh,
the
yeah.
Thunder, like seeing the Thunder win
Oh,
the
yeah,
Heat.
okay, see?
Finally, they had their chance. Like, what was that? Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I can't. There's a player on the Thunder that I can't. Well, two. That I can't support.
Josh Giddey, but he just
Yeah,
loves he's Josh Giddey.
He just
Josh
loves hanging out
Giddey.
with
He's Josh,
Drake.
The other one is more of a personal thing, and it actually sucks because I love Gonzaga boys, but I fucking hate Chet. Chet is like one of my least favorite players in the NBA.
really.
I don't like the person Chet is, because like Chet to me kind of feels like hyped up white boy because he's tall. Like I cannot tell you, like obviously, Spurs fan here. Wemby is God. Um but the fact that like at the beginning of the season everyone was like, Chet's so much better, guys. Chet's so much better. And it took Wemby literally like fucking making Chet look stupid for people to be like, yeah,
I
Wemby's
mean, like
better.
if we just took Wembanyama, like if we just took him out, wouldn't Chet just already be like the de facto rookie of the year?
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
100%.
I mean, there's an argument for Brendan Miller, but he's also not a rookie this year. Like he shouldn't have been. Like I know he didn't play last year, but like I don't know. I just don't like Chet. That's why I can't root for the Thunder. I like Shea, but I just don't like Chet.
Hmm.
The East, uh, Knicks is a great pick. Like
Hell
seeing them
yeah.
succeed is cool. Jalen Brunson's playing insane
Vincenzo,
basketball.
Josh
DiVincenzo's
Hart,
doing good. But I'm
Josh Hart.
here for the greatest franchise of all time, the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, Orlando Magic. For the song Orlando
The
Magic.
Magic. It's like, are they gonna get far? No.
Yeah.
Even if they beat the Cavs, I don't know if they're gonna beat the Celtics. Or no, they're playing the
You mean
Celtics
the
next,
choke
right?
artist? You mean the Reggie
Oh yeah,
Miller's?
I mean, of course, of course. I understand the Celtics. They're probably gonna choke.
They almost choked in the Heat. If they had lost 2 games to that Heat team, I
Losing
think they
one,
might have been called frauds.
losing
If they had
one is
lost.
already fraud
Yeah,
watch.
like fraud watch. Yo, if Jimmy played, they would have literally probably got killed.
Oh yeah. If Jimmy played, I think the Heat would have won in 6.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, Tyler Hero was their best player, and Tyler Hero is like not that good.
Hop off the goat. Hop off the goat.
I really like, obviously I can't say I like the Celtics. I've never liked the Celtics.
No
I'm
one
just
likes the
gonna
Celtics. Like,
say
Real.
that.
if you like the Celtics, you're a racist.
I think real. I think
Objectively.
Tatum's so fucking overrated. Dude is not that good. Dude is like they constantly. I know they always talk about Shea like stat padding, but like Tatum is literally the stat padder. He's playing with a super team.
It's not even good enough to stat pad. You see, like
Yeah,
his stats just don't even look great.
Yeah, bro
and it's
probably
just
gets like
crazy because
Bam Adebayo outscored him in that series.
yes, like
What the fuck are
Tatum's
you
a
doing,
fraud.
Jason Tatum?
Tatum's a fraud. He's playing with literally like the best of supporting cast you can possibly get. It's so bad, and it's just like genuinely sad to me because it's like people. I see so many Celtics fans that are like, Tatum's so good, Tatum's so good, and like they'll shit on other players, and it's like, no, these people are literally playing with nobodies. Tatum is playing with like this whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but uh, I will say another team that somehow is playing with nobodies. Did you see that Spida dropped 50 last night?
yeah, he was
It's
the
Oh,
only
yeah.
one who
it's been
scored in the
lost.
fourth, right?
The
Yeah.
literal definite. People say LeBron has no help. He has. Donovan Mitchell has nothing.
He has a lot of good talent around him. It's just they're all defensive based. That's the issue.
And like, cool. That's cool and all. I love defense, but you gotta score points too.
Yeah, you can't like you can't just run around.
Wait, who's the coach?
Like, yeah,
for
Jared
the...
Allen.
Oh, wait, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean
Tyler.
to cut you off.
Oh no, it's not Tyler. It's
Their coach.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Oh, 2024. JB Bickerstaff.
Bro, that sounds like a Darvin Ham if I've ever heard one. Sorry, too soon.
Former coach. Let's see. He was assistant coach of the Cavs. He was the coach of the Grizzlies from 2017, 2019.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is a okay. He was an assistant coach for the Bobcats, 2004 to 2007. Assistant coach for the Timberwolves in 2007 to 2011. Assistant coach for the Rockets, 2011 to 2015. Interim head coach for the Rockets, 2015-16. Associate coach for the Grizzlies, 2016-17. Head coach for the Grizzlies, 2017-19. And he's been on the Cavs ever since.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Yeah, that man is not a winner. Not a winner at all.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
This is a Darvin Ham situation.
Speaking of Ham, he got fired, bro. Right after the series.
Hell yeah. I knew he was gonna get
Get his
fired.
ass outta
They were
here.
gonna
Bro, LeBron called him and just said, just go to Cancun.
just go to Cancun. I mean, it does suck because, like, I do think you have to blame D'Lo a bit, and Reeves, honestly, and Hachimaru. I think D'Lo's getting a lot of shit, but Reeves and Hachimaru like played shitty in that series too.
I mean, D'Lo
Yeah,
showed
but-
up, but like there was that one game where he was like, "Oh my god, just why are you still playing him, bro? Stop."
No, and it sucks because, like, here's my thing: is I love D'Lo. I have always loved D'Lo. I have been a D'Lo supporter since day one, and it sucks that he is like the most inconsistent player on the planet. But I really, I could even tell in that game that, like, there's just moments that, like, the rest of the LeBron looked like he was playing with that 2018 Cavs team again, and he's not the player he was back then.
Oh, absolutely.
And which is crazy because he's still doing really good.
Yeah. He still averaged 30 in that series.
I was pushing
You know.
40.
It's like a star.
This is LeBron the GOAT.
LeBron the GOAT, yeah. No, well, obviously, I think he is.
Yeah.
You have
And
no
I
idea how good Tim Duncan was.
As a Spurs fan, you have no idea how good Tim Duncan was. I saw something the other day that was like, Tim Duncan should probably be like, if Ray Allen doesn't hit that shot, Tim Duncan is 6-0 in the finals.
Damn.
I was like, yeah, that's how good he was. And like, it wasn't like the Spurs teams were crazy. I mean, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker was good. I like Tony Parker, but he was like a good point guard. And Manu was a good bench player, but like besides that, they just had a lot of good role players. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah, they played like an actual team, you know? Everyone was like doing their
Yeah.
part. Which is what like the Heat pretty much do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's okay.
Good ethical basketball.
Yeah.
It's okay. Whoever wins this year, this is their 1 year because we're about to witness a dynasty, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're,
OMB dynasty.
we're literally seeing like the emergence of a younger core, like just a younger cast now. Because no
Oh,
Curry,
yeah.
no KD. What the fuck? The only like old guy on here is like what? Does Kyrie count as an old guy?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is Kyrie.
Lowry.
Kinda. Not really.
Lowry's old.
No, they got knocked. Larry's
I
on
mean-
the
Oh wait, yeah, you're
Sixers.
right. They are out.
What's
Fuck.
That's the thing they said. This is the first second round of the playoffs to not have LeBron, KD, or Curry since
Yeah.
2005.
Dude, that's
Since
insane.
2005. They're are they adults? No, there's just kids that are pretty old who haven't experienced this before.
Yeah, and it's
Cognizant
crazy.
thinking people.
I mean, honestly, we're gonna see it for the next couple years. I'm just hoping, from a standpoint, that some of these young players get some help and get some people that are like actually there for them.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, if Wemby gets anyone that's not named Jeremy Sokan as his second best player, Holy shit! I think the league might want to run.
I don't know if I told you all, but I went to a Warriors game like
Yo.
in March, and we picked it out because they're playing the Spurs. And I'm like, I want to see Wembanyama. Give me Wembanyama, and he was hurt for that game. Curry was
Bruh.
hurt for that game, and I watched
That's
some of
really
the
true.
worst basketball I've ever seen. And the Warriors still lost. Like I had
No,
nothing to celebrate. The Spurs won. Good for y'all, but it was just boring basketball.
no real.
Klay Thompson
Hey,
being adequate, Chris Paul being less than adequate. Uh, we got to move on. We're done with the 2010s.
we're done with the
That's the point of
2010s.
this.
We're
We're
done with the
moving on.
2010s. We're about to see like 17, like 7, 8 footers that can all dribble, handle, shoot, dunk, all that stuff.
18 Wembanyamas in the league, all just going insane.
No real. I really hope the Spurs get him something, whether it be like a Sar or that one French kid in the draft, or like a star, because I really think they honestly are the star away from being a really competitive team.
How many like draft picks do the Spurs have for the
Uh,
future?
for the future, a ton.
Okay,
Like
so the
a
exact
ton.
opposite of the Suns, who have
The
like one in the
second
next 8 years.
most, they have the second most in the league, or the upcoming future. The Thunder
Yeah,
have the most. Yeah,
and the West is scary.
yeah. The
Like
West is scary.
always.
I don't know. I'm really excited for the future. I think honestly,
Should
like
be.
it might be crazy, but like I said, I think you get Wemby a weapon, like at least like an average point guard, and maybe like another like pretty above average player as a second option. I think they easily make the Western Conference like playoffs and maybe even make a run.
Yeah.
It
Like
might
in
be crazy. Anything else to say? Basketball related?
Uh,
uh
Paolo Banchero the GOAT.
Yo, Paulo, we love Paulo here. We love Paulo here. Paulo's great. Why did the Warriors draft James Wiseman? Is that a question we can ask?
Bruh.
You know,
Weisman?
my friend's he's been a Warriors fan, and he already jumped ship. He's already done with the Warriors.
Damn,
He's
damn,
cheering
he's
for
got
the
no
he's
loyalty.
cheering for the Nuggets already. He he,
Ew.
he got a Jokic like
Uh,
poster already hung up in his room.
him and his horses. Well,
Loves
apparently
horses.
Ant
And
found
loves
the answer to that. Ant's like, I'll send you home. I'll get you to your horses. I'll drop, 40 on your head.
Ant would say something like that to Jokic.
Yeah,
He
I'll get
totally
you
would.
home. I love Ant. Usually I'm not the biggest trash talker fan, but Ant is just like so funny.
Dude, yeah, he's
Like he is
hilarious.
genuinely funny. Ant is so funny. Like
He's
I love how when he did the DX celebration in the interview after, he was like, I tried to get Rudy to do it with me, but this guy just wouldn't. Like I kept looking at him and he just wouldn't. I was like, who does that? That's so funny.
evil.
He's
Evil
just went after
behavior.
his teammates. It's so fucking funny. Uh, any other NBA topics that we want to talk about before we move on?
Mm, I don't know.
LeBron, a Golden State
LeBum.
Warrior next year.
I still think. What? I don't know.
I think
You
he
think he's gonna
resigns either
leave
way.
the Lakers?
No, I think
I
he
think he
resigns.
has at least one more season. At least.
Yeah.
Will he sign back with the Lakers?
I don't think he's gonna
Maybe.
leave the Lakers. Like, I don't think the Lakers
I
want to
mean,
get rid of him. I don't know. We'll
they
see.
they fired Darvin Ham. We'll see who they hire. I mean, if they hire someone good, then he'll probably resign.
There is a rumor that apparently Michael Jordan has been offered the job.
Bro,
This is the
what?
true thing
What does
for
he
the
know
coach
about
of the Lakers.
coaching?
Nothing.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. Look at the Wizards he coached. Like,
agreed. But I'm just saying, it doesn't stop the storylines.
yeah, I've seen a bunch of people saying that LeBron's trying to form his final super team, bring back Curry and him, Curry, KD.
80. Yeah.
Bro, he should
On
just be the
Warriors.
coach. What the fuck? Le coach.
Yeah.
Ha-
I will say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if any of you have seen like the clips of like the podcast he's been doing with JJ Redick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I have.
Like
I think JJ is going to be an assistant next year.
like
in the
they
league.
actually like I know it's crazy to say that LeBron James knows ball, but he knows ball.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude,
Ball.
when Tyronn Lue got ejected or something, right? When he was no, I think he had like a panic attack or something. Because bro's a little bitch. But that was when he was still on the Cavs. Dude, bro was like coaching everyone on timeout. It's like, holy shit. Bro knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Mhm.
I think, there also could be a chance, whether I agree with this or not, for the Lakers' future. They're definitely going for a win now situation, and we might see good old Trey Young in a Lakers jersey.
Oop.
I'm
And
just
I
gonna...
don't think that's actually a terrible idea. I like Trey Young a lot. I think he's a little bit underrated. I think people kind of underestimate him. And I think him, LeBron, and AD would be a good trio.
You think
I
so?
can't disagree. I mean, because Trae Young's biggest criticism is that he's not great on defense, right?
Yeah.
Neither is
I-
D'Lo.
Yeah, true. I mean, you put him with AD, that's
There's your answer. And LeBron still plays good defense.
No, he doesn't.
And
Bro's a
Trey Young will
traffic
create
cone.
play.
a LeBlanc
Dude,
James.
yeah, he's good.
James.
He's good on transition. Like when someone's trying to do a fast break, he can break it up. But like when it's actually just like when shit's all settled, he just stands there, bro. Like what the fuck?
He's no Wemby on defense. He's no Wemby. All right, I think that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm just thinking of the clip of I think it was the Spurs versus the Grizzlies, where there's
Yeah.
three Grizzlies walking up to Wembanyama and they're just all just terrified of him.
Yeah, none of them wanted to shoot. All right, last thing I think we'll talk about. I think this is the final thing we can end on is the awards. We already saw some of them get announced, but the biggest ones I want to talk about are DPOY and MVP. I think DPOY is going to go to Gobert, but does he really deserve it over Wemby?
No. Like I don't know. To be fair, I don't really watch many Timberwolves highlights. But oh my god. I get that it's a defensive award, and he's still good on that regard, but holy shit, I cannot watch bro when he's like trying to make a shot. It just hurts to watch.
Well, here's the thing also with that is DPOY is supposed to be an award for a player, but also a team. And yes, the Timberwolves had the best defense when in the league, but they also have the best defense in the league when he's on the court and off the court. The Spurs are the 26th ranked defense when Wemby's off the court, and the second ranked defense when he's on the court.
Yeah, like I think Wemby will definitely get like a all defensive like first
yeah,
team,
first
team,
team.
easy,
like 100%.
Easy.
But
easy.
uh,
I think he's too
I-
new to get DPOY
Yeah,
as much as he
exactly.
deserves it more, even though he has better stats, better like percentages, better shot percentage contests, and like all the advanced metrics. They're just gonna give it to Gobert because easy.
I think he just might get hit with the Tim Duncan curse of being really good but never being a DPOY.
Honestly, I feel like he's gonna like literally like every year be an MVP and DPOY conversation and just never get it.
Yeah, like all first team, but never actual.
Bro will lead the Spurs to like 8 championships and never win MVP or DPOY. They'll just be like, nah, how real. Yeah, and then as for MVP, controversial. I think Luca deserves it.
Oh no,
He's a stat patter.
that's what that final stretch like of the season, like post All-Star break, dude. He carried the Mavs.
I am not moved by Luca.
But yeah, I
I
will
am not
say
moved by Jokic.
what
I am not moved by
I think you guys
Jokic.
are just
I
or,
th-
what I don't know. Well, never mind. Continue.
I think Jokic stat pads a tiny bit. Not like actually stat pads, but I feel like his statistics and his stats are hyped up more than they should be. Because like yes, 26, a near triple double is impressive. But you're also a center. That's a
I
different
mean,
thing. Luka's doing it as a
does,
guard.
Jokic doesn't give a shit about basketball. And look
Yeah.
at him. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Luka also averaged a near triple double by 0.01 by 0.1 point. Like or assist, I guess it was. Or board, I think it was.
Mm.
Like, we gave Westbrook his for doing that with less points per game and barely more rebounds and assists. And now Luka's like, no.
We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, that concludes the NBA segment, so
Yeah.
other parts of our cast can come back.
I know it was pretty dominated by the big three for basketball.
The big three.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I just know nothing about basketball. I've just been doing lesson plans in the background.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Real.
All right. So the next topic is gaming. Woo!
Is gaming dead?
Gaming dead.
It's
Wait,
Dude.
before we start, can we have a word from our sponsor?
No. We have no sponsors. We have nothing.
I just
I
received this
worked
email for Raid
full-time.
Shadow Legends.
I could be working. I'm taking my time to do this. I'm the sponsor.
Yo, thank you,
I'm
thank
so-
you,
thank
thank
you,
you,
Mike.
McDonald's and McGriddle for sponsoring today's podcast. Please eat a
No,
McGriddle.
we can't say that. They're gonna sue us. No.
Oh.
Tried a new McMuffin.
Oh, Lord.
All right. But we're talking about gaming.
Yay, gaming.
Any new games that people are liking?
I don't even play new games.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just stuck on Balloon Tower
Is
Defense?
gaming
Okay,
dead?
none of us play new games.
Is
This is a great
Fortnite
start.
overrated?
Well, okay. I play a new game that updates every single day.
That's not a new game.
It's a new game. Shut up.
I do want to
Uh,
bring. Yeah. What? Sorry. Continue.
No, I was just gonna talk about Fortnite Battle Royale.
Is Fortnite
Fortnite.
overrated?
I think like Fortnite's making a good little comeback for itself. I do
I
say I
think
think
the
it's
diversity and what it has.
agreed. I mean, it's basically becoming the new Roblox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will say, Fortnite is kind of in a very boring state. That's only because it's like been like stale for a little while because they've been kind of like rushing stuff out. But it has so much stuff, like so much stuff, that I think other games can't match.
Can't disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
That's a
like
rhythm
for as
game.
old as Fortnite is, I played it like a year ago, and I still had fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. It has its moments.
When did it
It's
come
just,
out? Like,
Oh god.
2017. Yeah,
I've been playing since then. I'm an OG.
I played from season 2 to like season 5, and
Yeah.
it's a
You're not
completely
an
different
OG.
game.
I feel like it changes with the time.
Yeah, it has to.
I mean, it's doing a good job at that.
Yeah.
I feel like games like having that diversity in it where like people can make their own game within the game. It really goes underrated.
Agreed.
yeah.
I don't think it's underrated.
Not even just Fortnite. Roblox is pretty underrated half of the time. It's not
Roblox is not
Yeah.
underrated.
Like,
Roblox is like insanely
Well,
huge.
there is some creative people in Roblox, surprisingly, and I
Well, yeah,
think
I know. I'm completely agreeing with you. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's not underrated. I played Roblox when I was in elementary school, and now it's back again as a completely different thing. Lil Nas X had a concert on it.
Like Fortnite? Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa,
he
they
did
stole
that
from
on
Fortnite.
Roblox.
Nah, they
Roblox
stole
did
that from
it first.
Fortnite.
Roblox did it first.
Nah.
no, but Fortnite had Eminem.
Fortnite had Travis Scott. Oh.
Fortnite had 5 seconds of Eminem. I think that is one of the things that Fortnite is lacking, is not listening to people.
Yeah, they just don't care.
I think what Fortnite is lacking is just Hatsune Miku. Like,
Yeah.
True.
Would they
That is
put
again
Hatsune
not
Miku in
listening to
there?
people. The people want Hatsune Miku.
Wait, hold on. Here, Mr. Epic Game or
Yeah,
Mrs. Epic Game.
but
John
would
Epic.
whatever company that owns Miku, would they put her in Fortnite?
I mean, they put her in
Would they
Fall
be okay with
Guys.
seeing
Guys.
her
they
with
did a
guns?
Domino's.
Well, that's Fall
crossover,
Guys.
didn't they?
That's
Yeah,
Domino's.
Yeah, but it's the same company.
That's pizza and little guys that run around.
Yeah,
This
but
is a
it's the
game
same
with
company.
guns where you shoot people.
Miku
Well,
would shoot people.
No,
Shot people before.
Miku's gotta do some rebranding. You know, it's like what they did with Shadow the Hedgehog. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Came
not
with a
that's
to
gun.
right.
bring up every fucking dark Miku song that has been made and has
oh yeah,
been
he has that one song that
in,
talks about like
in the
killing yourself
canon
in the industry.
games.
I mean, Nickelodeon lets Avatar characters in Fortnite, and Avatar is like a kid series.
Well,
Yeah.
that is true.
Let Miku
Um,
shoot.
I feel like Miku is very heavily wanted. I just don't know why.
Let her
they
hit the
haven't.
gritty.
Isn't Batman
Hit
in
the gritty.
Fortnite? Do they let Batman
Yes,
have
Batman
a gun?
is.
Yeah,
Do they let
he
him
doesn't
have a
use
gun?
guns.
There are
I don't-
Batmans that have used guns before.
In Fortnite, or
I
in,
think
like,
it's funny
in,
that,
in the
um,
comic?
No, like in the comics, there are
Oh,
Batmans
okay.
who have used guns.
Yeah.
There's alternate versions, but they have.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Invincible made Fortnite canon
It
after
did.
him getting into
Spoilers.
Hey, yeah, whoa, we can't talk about that. Spoilers.
Has anyone here?
second clip.
It's a spoiler for the context of how that
Come
happened.
on.
I'm not even. It is just. Oh, you see Fortnite. Ooh.
Well, no, the context for that it happens. It is a major spoiler.
Which I
Remember
get,
that
but
time where-
I just said that Fortnite was canon. I did not say how. You're
Yeah,
the
just
one
don't
bringing
say
that
how.
up.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm making sure we don't mention the
I don't even
context.
remember how it happened. I don't watch the show.
Then why?
All right. We've been talking too much about Fortnite. I think we need to move on to the point of the gaming
I
section.
want to talk about Crab Souls really badly.
Crab Souls?
Well,
What's
that
that?
actually brings up a good question. Before we explain what Crab Souls is, I do have something to say. I do kind of agree the gaming industry is a little stale right this second.
It's really just
I-
the AAA. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Actually, I have
No.
nothing to say because I don't play new games, so I'll just stop talking.
Oh,
I'm offended because Crab Souls has an assist in it where they just give you a gun that just one shots everybody, and I feel like that is great, and that is so perfect.
I agree. Well, it's weird to find games like Crab Souls, honestly, because like the thing with Crab Souls is it genuinely feels like the developer's caring. I just feel like nowadays we're seeing more not cash grabs, but just like stuff that like doesn't have the same heart it once did. Even last year's release, like the only one that I really felt had a ton of extra heart to it was like something like Baldur's Gate 3. The rest kind of felt like rehashes or the same thing over and over again, just kind of existing. And while it's not the worst thing in the world, it does create the sense of like, hey, the gaming industry is kind of getting a little stale at some point.
It is called Baldur's Gate 3.
Correct. Yes. But you know what? I'll agree with you.
I do feel like in a lot of industries nowadays, including game industry, there's too many remakes and
I
not enough original ideas.
I think the real problem is just how much goes into making a AAA game. Like just like about everything, development, graphics, and how there's all the people who want their 4K textures, 4K graphics.
Yeah.
They want every character to look 100% realistic. They want them to look like a real person, and just to do that, that takes adds like an extra 5 years of development. So then, by the time someone finishes like if we started developing a game today as a AAA game, it's not coming out for like 8 years.
Yeah, just ask Tetsuya Nomura.
And then the idea completely changes. The the entire market is changed. The technology has changed, and now you're releasing something that's like 4 years outdated.
Yeah, I think we saw that with Suicide Squad. I think that was a good example of that because I think they spent a lot of time doing other stuff with it, and obviously the live service feature hurts it, but I feel like they spent a lot of time like focusing on other stuff, and that kind of really hurt the game because it came out in a time where the live service thing is kind of you have to do it well, and I think they were kind of hoping it would be like still new.
Yeah, like live services are. I don't know anyone who really likes them in general.
Yeah.
Like it's always just a thing where it's like, yeah, the game kind of sucks because it has that, but it's still fine. It's like I never hear anyone talk about a live service as a positive thing. Like I think the only game that succeeds in that is still Fortnite, but barely.
Even Overwatch has lost its luster because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Overwatch's monetization is
Get
awful.
me started on Overwatch.
Terrible
Unreal.
monetization. But don't you want to pay $25 for a skin?
Of course,
It's not
Oh my
even that.
God.
It's the whole community itself has really gone downhill. And I'm not saying like, oh, just because you hate or just because you like Overwatch, you're a bad person. But like, getting in games, like you can fucking carry the whole team, and you'll still have somebody saying you didn't do good enough for like no fucking reason.
Well,
Yeah.
toxicity is just something in all online games, really, with voice chat.
It really is. I just feel like Overwatch itself really enables it. Doesn't really does not really ban people when they're reported. There's it feels like the developers don't even play the fucking game at this point.
Yeah,
I
kind of agree
agree.
with it. I think a lot of that issue with the online multiplayer, and I know I've talked to a couple people about this, I think it's the fact that game development communities don't want to piss off that portion of the fan base because they think it's so big. But realistically, like what they're doing is like I think hurting themselves more. Because to be honest, like the biggest issue I've been seeing with a lot of stuff is just yeah, people are toxic and everything, but like people that genuinely need to like not be in games anymore don't get checked on, and they're kind of like almost just banning the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of games nowadays are really going towards its like fans, the
Yeah.
people who will fully fucking follow this game till the end. And it's just kind of fucking annoying.
My favorite game company will never do no wrong.
Who's your favorite game company?
Oh, I love Sony. Like, have you seen what they've been doing with Helldivers?
Have you,
Oh,
have you
yeah.
seen
What is Helldivers? I've been hearing a lot about it.
It's a looter
I
shooter,
haven't
right?
played it.
It's a team-based
Yeah,
looter
yeah, pretty
shooter.
much. Kind of roguelike, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's forcing Steam players to link or make a PSN account to play the game, and it's like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone, no one wants to make a PSN account. No one wants that shit.
Yeah. And like a lot of countries, like they've made a list of all the countries that can't make a PSN account, so they effectively can't play the game anymore. There's a long fucking list of countries.
I assume like China's on that list.
I don't think China was on there. Let me double check. I know Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, things like that. I have a friend on Steam who's from Kazakhstan. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not. I wonder if he's playing Helldivers. Let me see the countries. But yeah, it's crazy. But I want to kind of go back.
This is crazy.
A little wacky. But I kind of want to go back on the thing Kat said about how games are just like sequels or remakes, because that extends to movies too. Because
I'm
every like thing just plays it safe nowadays. Helldivers, for
I mean, yeah,
example,
I
it's
see a real big issue of just everybody taking the same idea. Like, you know what, this is gonna be controversial as shit, but like the Scream remakes. Do we really need a 50th Scream movie? Like, I get the first ones were pretty good, but like, if you keep making it, you're gonna run out of ideas.
well, see, but you can take if you already have ideas and you throw that into a new movie, that might miss. But if you just slap Scream on it, everyone's gonna say, "Hey, I like Scream."
Well, I
actually
And
also
then
think this leads
this.
into like a broader issue of, and this is something that was bound to happen, and I think we oftentimes criticize movies more for this. A movie not only has to be good, it has to be good and also make money. And that's like the biggest thing. And obviously that is kind of the point, but we're making movies nowadays that are just like I almost want to say are destined to fail. Like
Okay.
whether they're good or not is irrelevant. Because like for example, the last Indiana Jones movie, it didn't matter if that movie was good or not. The budget of that movie was $300 million. That is crazy. That movie had to have been outstanding for people to even care about it. And that's the thing, like, studios are starting to do that more. And instead of like actually fixing the issues, which is, like better set control, better like understanding of like actors and everything, maybe working on pay structure and everything to not pay like The Rock $80 billion to be in a movie, actually fix it on that. And their answer is, oh, studios. Oh, we're just gonna put AI in it. We're just gonna cut out background actors. We're gonna shove off all the stuff that we think is useless. And that's like crazy. And I think game development studios are doing that too a bit. They're trying to find ways to lower their budgets, and it's usually just cutting off devs and making teams smaller and working them harder, as they say.
yeah, crunch, yeah.
You know what really annoys me is like in the gaming industry where you don't really see the credit going towards the people working hard on this. You see one guy that they chose to make the face of everything, and you don't see the hundreds of artists, the animators. It's just kind of annoying. And then they put these guys in like such a fucking high standard, like Tetsuya Nomura. And like, not saying he's a bad person, but like
I think shout out to
he's
Tsunomura. I'm fine with that.
he's not the only person doing work at that company to make games like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts.
I also think it's just like, I think you're seeing it less from those type of studios, like as well as just I think Square can be a studio, all right. You're seeing it more from like the American studios where you're seeing a lot of like push towards getting out like these big AAA games that have no feelings towards them. Because the one thing I will always say is like, most JRPGs, while being sometimes pretty shit, have something that's good in them. Some games, especially a bunch of American AAA games recently, are just filled with nothings. Like
Yeah.
every Call of Duty for the last couple years has been basically nothing.
But new skins,
But
weapons
Who
that are the
wants to play
same but
Call of Duty?
renamed.
But really,
I mean,
It's just it's sad to me.
that's the thing is, I think there's a lot of creative people out there that can make really good games, but nobody's paying attention to the indie shit that has the money to support these people.
the
Also
indie
think this is
development is tough.
yeah.
But
But I
maybe
also think we're starting to see the rise of that a bit. I've noticed recently, like I know I talked to a coworker I had about this, but like, I'm seeing a lot more indie games pop up, and those are the games that are getting attention nowadays.
yeah, that's
Like,
good. And
Because they're the only games at this point that have the originality that people want to see that isn't the same superhero game of the same superhero franchise that we have like 20 games on, 30 movies, 100 comics on.
yeah.
Or it's not a same shooter game that's really the same as this shooter game that everyone got bored of, and then this one that we're gonna get bored of like next week. it's people want the diversity, and I think a lot of people want the diversity in playing styles too, because again, the gaming community is becoming more diverse. We're getting cozy gamers are becoming more normalized, and it's not just that same click and shoot kind of game. So people are going towards the indie stuff, but again, not the money.
Yeah.
I kind of like that that's actually what's going on with like indies. I know that they need funding, but I'm just glad that they're not getting like fucked over by executive meddling by like, I'm gonna
Yep.
go fund your game, but you gotta do it the way we want you to do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened to
No.
Suda in Shadows of the Damned. And now
I
he's
have a really
remaking the game.
controversial take. That's off topic. I don't like Pal's World, or whatever that game is.
Outworld?
Hmm.
Oh,
Power.
you mean the Pokemon stealing one?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have Pokemon at home.
We have Pokemon at home. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do everything you want in Pokemon. Yeah, here's a Pokemon that'll fuck you. Because, the fans really want that.
It's.
What?
I
Know
just,
that?
like-
I gotta download the game right now.
I am
Yeah,
a big
no,
believer
there's one
of,
that
like-
it literally, like, in the lore, it basically just wants to fuck you.
Yeah, I think it's called
Which,
like
of
Love or
course,
something.
Pokemon fans would
Item?
want that.
I'm
I'm like I am a big believer of fuck big companies, but like, is it really? I've seen knockoff like Pokemon games that do very well of creating their own creatures and making initially Pokemon like Ooblet. I think it's called Ooblets or something like that. That is a very good example of like a kind of Pokemon knockoff, but they did really good at creating these stupid little creatures that aren't the same stupid little creatures that Pokemon created.
I mean, yeah, when Pokemon has, like, over 1,000 creatures... Why are they calling them creatures? When it has over 1,000 Pokemon, it's kind of hard to make new ones, right?
It is very hard, but when you're literally like basically tracing over someone's work, it is kind of embarrassing that so many people run to it. Like I get Pokemon has thousands, and I get it's hard, but like there's
I also think
different fucking things you can do.
I also think it was just kind of. I think Power World's success shows not like the downfall of the gaming industry, but the kind of like desperation of the gaming industry. We've been kind of dead for a couple years. We get like an occasional one game off, but like I think back to 2019, we had big franchises getting games. Final Fantasy Remake, the first part of that came out. The Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Sekiro came out. There was a couple Nintendo games that released that year. Like we were getting big games, but last year, which was supposed to be a big year, we got Spider-Man 2, which was kind of just a rehash, and Tears of the Kingdom, which was a rehash,
God of War
and
2.
Resi 2, which was a rehouse, God of War 2. We got a lot of rehashes, that were basically the same game, and I do think there's a difference between a sequel and a rehash. I think that's something you should, like, for example, while I would call Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a sequel, it isn't a rehash because it isn't the same game but different graphics. A lot of those games were the same game, different graphics,
Really?
one gameplay change.
What do you mean? The map is bigger in Spider-Man 2. You get to play as Miles.
Yeah.
Alright,
And that's not
Yeah,
a
you get
negative.
9 inches
I
of
will say.
venom. Come on.
I will say, I'm not going to sit here and say that's a negative. Like, those are games that people want, but I do
Yeah,
think it
I
shows
love
the
9 inches of venom.
desperateness. Yeah. I think it
But
shows
it's
the
not like the
desperateness.
only game people
Yeah,
want.
and I think Power World's success showed that a bit. Showed to, like, not the the community that, like, hey, the gaming industry that, like, oh yeah, people do kind of want, like, these different things. They want new stuff that feels different. They don't just want different versions of the same thing.
And I feel like the same thing happened with Animal Crossing. Is when Animal Crossing got popular, I saw a lot of people or a lot of games turn into just basically another Animal Crossing.
Mm.
Because people thought, oh, that's what they want. They want games like that. But then just basically copied and pasted the whole play style.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I really feel like there's not enough games with new stories to tell in it.
I
Like,
agree.
Tears of the Kingdom we know Zelda, we know Link. Spider-Man, he's Spider-Man. He's in Fortnite.
He's in-
I think it has something to do with Spider-Man.
He's in Fortnite.
I'm looking at the top 20 selling games of 2023 in the U.S. Let's go till we find one that's a new story. Okay, Hogwarts Legacy, no, that's Harry Potter. Call of
Yep.
Duty, no. Madden, that's
Bro,
Madden.
Madden?
Spider-Man 2, no. Tears of the Kingdom, no. Diablo 4, no. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 is the top-selling game in 20. Okay, whatever. Mortal Kombat 1, no. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, that's a sequel. The whatever that FIFA Starfield.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I guess
Starfield.
Starfield,
I-
yeah, that's the first one. And even
That's
that
the
one was
first game.
kinda-
That's an original story, and it's basically just
It's just Oblivion. It's always
it's
every
just Fallout but space.
every
And I will
fucking
say,
Bethesda game. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say
I
every
was just gonna say, go ahead, Toby.
Okay, I don't know, bro. We're like talking over each other. But every single
Sorry.
Bethesda game with Oblivion onwards is just the same fucking game. Like Fallout
Yeah.
is just Oblivion but post-apocalyptic. Starfield is just Oblivion but space, which is
But
Fallout,
space.
but yeah, like it's literally the same
Yeah.
fucking engine. That's just they're just using the same shit. The same game design.
No. And I agree with that. And that's the thing I'm kind of like getting at with the. It's not that you need to have an entirely new thing. You need to have like this. Because I understand we're reaching that point. We are reaching a point where like you can only reinvent the wheel so much.
Mhm.
I get that.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between that and something that just feels like a sequel to make money for a sequel purpose. You know, I like for example, you know, the Dark Souls games. All of them are technically in terms sequels.
Mhm.
But the reason people care about those games is they're all vastly different to each other because the gameplay alone is different. We are seeing stuff that's just so different. You know, it is a common criticism of the Kingdom Hearts series that they changed the gameplay too gosh dang much, but that makes it different. People have played almost all those games, a lot of people, because they're all vastly different from one another. You know, you can shit on the rhythm game all you want, but it is a rhythm game. Like, it is something different than Kingdom Hearts 3 was. And while it is still a sequel, you know, we're seeing this stuff where things are just becoming so much of we already reinvented the wheel, we're just going to continue with it and just update the story. And I think that's not good for these series at all. I think we're going to see less cool games. We're going to see less amazing games like Sekiro. I mean, like, think about last year, big games of last year, like Lies of P. That game took the internet by storm. And that game is fantastic. And honestly, I don't even think a lot of it is, you know, the Souls-like genre. I genuinely just think it was something different. It was this thing that came out of nowhere and was like, oh, here's a game. Look at us. It's something for you to try. And yeah, it has similar gameplay to Bloodborne and Dark Souls and Sekiro, but it's different. It's a different story, different creator, different stuff works like this. That's what gets people interested, not, you know, let's add Miles and that's it. Miles.
I really think too, a lot of us look at it like we're all close in age. A lot of us look at it and see the games that are coming out are not like the games we grew up with. A lot of it was like, at least for me, it was like FNAF first started. There was like Fran Bow. There was, I think it was called like Into the Woods or something was another one.
Didn't the guy who make that die? Didn't he kill himself? Sorry, I didn't mean to just cut you off like that.
I did not know that. I did not know that. But like games like Fran Bow, games like Sally Face, games that really had a story to it, like even Life is Strange, where you could sit there and watch a person, you could watch different people play it and kind of see different endings and like just it was completely different to nowadays where we're getting games that are more focused on monetized part of here's the same character that you own just in a different color, give me $20. Like we kind of lost that storytelling aspect of like even Kingdom Hearts where there was a story you can follow or you could not because honestly I don't know what the fuck's going on in Kingdom Hearts anymore.
Hell yeah.
But like even Fallout, like there's a story you can follow, and it isn't just you doing the same thing over and over again and then just buying a different look for one character. Doesn't change how the character's gameplay does. It doesn't change what weapon or whatever you have. It's just, oh, this is a different color or like a different fucking hat or some shit for $20. And I get like, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say, I also realize that like Battle Royale and that is getting more and more popular, and Fortnite really paved the way for it. But like, it's not the only thing people can do.
I also think from that perspective and just that type of things in general, the biggest thing with all of that is I just think people just need something, you know. And I think again we mentioned the indie scene earlier, but you know I think there's like that argument always made in like the indie horror scene specifically. But like I've seen it recently in that scene, like we've really been seeing like leaps and bounds in different places and ideas. And I feel like we're entering an age where, you know, indie creators are going to start pulling out the punches and making these pretty awesome games, and they're going to get big, you know, big traction for it. And I think it might lead to AAA studios trying to peel back a little bit.
Nah.
Hopefully, at least.
What they're doing right now still works. It still catches people, so they're not going to change if it's still working.
Sadly, it does, because I feel like a lot of we all grew up having that brain rot phase, like that phase where everything was funny, everything was just shits and giggles. But like I feel like the most of this audience to these video game companies, especially bigger ones, are the brain rot. Will buy anything that everyone else likes.
I.e. children.
I.e. children, like.
I mean, yeah. Look at Madden. Look at FIFA. Look at MLB. MLB The Show. All those games which are literally. I'm sorry, I don't care. They just get a facelift every year
Really
with
do.
marginal improvement. Like honestly, the games only improve like once every like 5 years.
And even then, it's pretty much just graphically. It has no like change on the gameplay.
Yeah,
it's just the game looks better. The players look more realistic in this generation. Wow, but the core gameplay, like, it might even be worse than last year's.
Yeah, like they just changed shit that people liked.
Yeah, like,
and everyone gets upset. But hey, as new players, this NBA game has Wembanyama.
Yeah, Wemby.
I feel like to transition over to the movie topic, a lot of video games are getting shows and movies made of them.
Oh yeah.
If they're good or bad.
Knuckles.
Some are good. I do have to say I do enjoy the Fallout show. I've not fully seen it, but I do enjoy what I've seen from it.
Have you played the Fallout games?
Partly. Yes.
I'm not asking this to be like, oh, you don't know, but like, do you have like a perspective on it?
Yes, partly.
Okay.
Very small bit. But I've mainly looked off of other people that I know in my life who have played Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I could be completely fucking wrong. This could be completely lore inaccurate. All I gotta say is the costume designs and the prop designs are pretty OP from what I'm seeing.
Okay.
I also think we're just starting to understand. I mean, I think video games are a platform. I think a lot of people, and this was, I think, something we saw in the early stages of video games movies, where companies didn't quite understand how to make video game movies. Because
World of Warcraft movie.
The fucking Halo show.
Halo show. Like, they didn't understand what makes video games awesome. And, like, I get it. Like, it is hard to transition something that you're experiencing while being involved with it to, you know, something else. But even, like, I think the greatest example to show, and it's going to be a terrible example, is FNAF and Mario. Because both of them were things that, while themselves aren't, like, super complicated and like, you know, you are taking away that big aspect of like playing the games, they both just kind of did the thing of, we're gonna pander to fans, have enough for a casual audience. And you saw what happened with both those movies. They absolutely took off, basically becoming cultural icons.
And that's
I don't know
like
about the
some
Mario
of the
movie, but I
things.
will say agree for FNAF.
Well, the Mario
Well,
movie,
the Mario
did
movie
take
is-
off.
Isn't it?
The Mario movie
makes a
is
lot of money,
okay.
though.
Yeah, but it is the
just, like,
number
in
2
terms of,
highest
like,
grossing animated film of all time.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the,
like,
the
it made a lot of money.
numbers
Yeah.
mean nothing.
Well, I mean, fan
Even
reception
it
was
can succeed.
very yeah. Continue. Sorry, you need to say something, Mister.
Yeah, Alex,
Mister.
Quiet, Alex, you've been quiet.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like yeah, Mario movie wasn't like anything special, but it did make money.
It
It
just
did.
wasn't a middle finger to Nintendo fans, which is a very low bar.
I feel like they really played it safe.
Too
Yeah, I mean,
safe.
have you seen the last movie?
I mean, like, wait. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying, Kat?
No, I said it.
Oh, okay.
I said what I was saying.
I wanted to bring up the '93 Mario Bros. Movie because I actually love the fuck out of that movie. I know
Really?
it didn't do. Yes, I watched that. Well, I watched it as a kid. I had the. I might still have the VHS somewhere. But like, what the fuck are you gonna do when the Mario games were just 2D side scrollers at the time? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck kind of movie are you gonna
Agreed.
make with something like that?
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
they tried something different. They like went really
I
fucking
enjoyed
weird.
it.
And yeah, it's a fun movie. It's like a weird sci-fi like mishmash. Like this is just really cool. Like I don't care if it's not.
I hate the saying with every fiber of my being of it was good for its time. Because to me that does not
It
mean that
was
the
good
movie
for
was
its
good in the
time.
first place. But I am going to say that that Mario movie was amazing for what it had.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like I think it's a good movie. It might not be a good
know.
Mario movie, but I think it's a good
It
movie.
might not be the best, but like
Okay,
if you only had a side scroller as your story.
okay, but okay. I have one thing to say and one thing only. Actually, wait. Let me make sure. Let me make sure the fact is straight. Super Mario Bros. Movie. When exactly did that movie come out, and what was
93.
in 1993?
Yeah.
What
Because weren't
game?
there already like comics and OVAs in Japan though?
There's the whole
Yeah,
manga.
That's Japan. This was an
Yeah.
American-made movie, I think.
Oh yeah, but it was there was the Japan. I don't know if it was led by Nintendo of America. I assume
don't
Nintendo
know.
Japan was more so involved with the development.
I don't know. I just know it's a funny movie. I get
Oh
it
no,
wrong.
free creative license from Nintendo.
What does that
Okay,
mean?
so Nintendo had no oversight on that at all. Clearly, the only things that were out were the original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Land, Super Mario World, and Super Mario Land 2, which introduced
Yoshi.
Wario. If you don't know, that doesn't
Yo,
matter.
Wario!
Like again, I'm not saying oh it was good for its time. That's why it's a good movie. I'm just saying
I don't think it was good. Period.
Yeah,
It's stupid,
Argument.
and that's what makes it good.
I understand where you're coming from because I just think it's funny.
Like I think the main thing I have to say is just that okay. Who do you think if you had to make a Mario movie, which 4 characters from the Mario series would you put in? Mario, Luigi, Bowser, and Princess Peach.
Mhm.
Princess Peach wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, she was.
And
it was
we
Daisy.
need women.
It was
that
Daisy.
Wait, that was Daisy?
It was Daisy.
Oh yeah.
It was Daisy.
She's hotter anyway.
Yo, fake Mario fan?
Bagumba.
Yeah. But
Yeah, Goomba.
It was Daisy. It was Daisy.
what about the iconic
In a
Mario
time-
character, Monkey?
In a time when Daisy was literally only in the handheld game, Super Mario Land. All the other
Wow.
games had Princess Toadstool or Peach, or even what's the other girl's name? Pauline, and from
the original Donkey Kong.
from DK.
Yeah. Conky Dong.
I
But
like-
they're like, nah, we want Daisy.
I like Daisy.
I like Daisy, but that wasn't Daisy.
Daisy.
I will say I think we're getting away from I think the bigger point with it though is just that we have like reached an era where like I feel like they're I don't want to say we're getting better video game movies, but we're getting more attempt to be made to actually make it a video game
More
movie,
genuine attempts.
Yeah.
not just a movie that features a
Well-
video game character.
Not just a movie that, yeah, we can just slap Mario on this.
Yeah,
Sure,
like,
yeah, we
like
can
the
spend
World of
Mortal Kombat
Warcraft
on this.
movie, the Street Fighters movies.
The Mortal
The-
Kombat movies,
The
the
Tekken
old
movie.
The
The
live
Tekken movie
action
was
one.
terrible. Yes.
Tekken movie.
I think it's one of those things like, and I do honestly think, as much as people hate it, I think Sonic was one of the few pioneers of that.
I
You
thought
know,
the Sonic
I
movies were
don't-
good.
I like the Sonic movies. I think they're good. I think most people would agree they're good. I will say I do agree that the first one isn't as good as the second one is, personally. I think most people agree with that statement. But the first one did a very good way at paving, and it told its own story. You know, it's not just telling Sonic Adventure 1
It was
or
yeah. It's a very play it safe screenplay of like, you know, it's a Sonic road trip. It's a buddy cop film. It's like, oh yeah, basic people who don't know Sonic will like, oh yeah, it's just like a buddy cop movie. It's a road trip.
Yeah.
I understand this. It's not like fucking, whoa, holy shit, Tikal, Chaos, Eggman? What is this? Sonic
Yeah.
Adventure, Station Square, Psycho
But I do have
Mantis.
to add, the reason I feel like these movies are getting so good is because people are taking stories like FNAF and Sonic and are taking it so much farther than it actually is. Like, Scott Cawthon doesn't know what the fuck the lore is of FNAF anymore.
He has never
Like,
known what the lore is.
He's never
But
known.
she changes it every time. Just
The
lore
because
was
Matt
written
Pack
by
has
Matt
it.
He
Patrick.
Changes it
he doesn't know the lore.
The lore was
Only
written
reason.
despite Matthew Patrick.
Patrick.
Despite Matt Pat.
But
I'm
like the FNAF movie, if you look at it and you look at it as a theorist and a person who loves FNAF, you see a lot of little innuendos that would be like, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Shit that only a fan would remember. So you realize that fans are the ones writing these movies nowadays, and you wonder why they're so good. Because unlike these, like, it's no longer only kids play video games. It's adults looking, oh, hey, kids like this, so I'm going to try to make a movie on this. It's those adults who are like, I love this game, so I'm going to make a movie about this game. And like, you can see that in the new Sonic coming up. Everyone's waiting for that fucking kid to get shot.
Yo, to Maria.
Maria.
I will say I think we're gonna see the opposite effect coming soon, and it will start whenever that Bendy movie gets off the ground. We're
It's
gonna start seeing it's getting off the ground. Don't start. We're gonna start seeing a lot of, like, I won't say indie movies, but a lot more like, not cheap made, but like more like targeting a specific younger audience type video game movies.
That's what I feel like. It's more fan made movies. It's more the people who like are making movies they would actually want to see. In like Jason Blum watched all the fucking Matt Pat theories
Did in fact
to
do
make
that. That
the
is a
FNAF
thing.
movie.
That is a thing he did, to his detriment, maybe.
To his detriment. But like, we're actually seeing people make movies for stuff that they like. Meaning FNAF of Jason Blum actually realizing, hey, this is beyond me, so let me go figure this out before I make a whole franchise on it. And he did a hell of a job. Like, sure, things could have been changed, but it was good, and there were people, and he did it in a way where he knows the FNAF community is going to take it and theorize about it. They're going to take it and create fan art. They're going to create fan stories. They're going to take it like a FNAF game.
Now, all that being said, I came on here to announce something, actually. I haven't told
Ooh.
anyone about it yet.
Oh,
I am co-producing on my own with no one else a Garden of Banban movie.
yo, let's go. Let's go.
Banned immediately. Banned. Ban user.
You can't
I'm
ban
sorry,
ban.
I've already been cast in the
Making
role
a
of the
bad
Can't go
movie.
back.
Delete message history forever.
Delete the server. Delete the
Um,
podcast right now.
Off topic, but since we're talking about movies, I really would like to talk about Late Night with the Devil.
Okay.
Still don't know what that is.
It is
like
a
a
horror
horror
movie. It's not. I thought it was A24. What was it, Tor?
It
IFC, right?
is I forget who it is. Yeah, I think it's that what Toby just said.
Umbrella Entertainment.
Oh, never
Yeah.
mind.
But it
It
was
was
a
that one.
movie. It was kind of a found footage movie, but it was supposed to be a found footage about a documentary. And I think this is a good segue into talking about how horror is getting boring and how we need to go into how do you say it?
Creepypasta.
ARGs?
ARGs and creepypastas.
ARGs and creepypasta.
We
This
need
movie is
more animated horror movies.
we
Like,
do.
Agreed.
We really do. But Later the Devil is supposed to be like an old I keep forgetting this dude's name. Johnny Carson.
70s, something like, yeah.
A late night
Yeah.
talk show like a Johnny Carson kind of TV show on
With
like a
Jimmy
Halloween.
Fallon in there.
Well, no, I'm because it's not Jimmy Fallon like time. It's
I
Johnny
know, I was
Carson
just saying it's a
timeline.
joke.
But basically, like they bring on a girl to do like an exorcist, and shit just goes fucking crazy. Like not like that basic like oh everything goes half. Like girls split their head in half. Like and it's all in the quality of those old shows.
Mhm.
It's not like the quality of like we get an HD picture. The animation's good as fuck though for like the special effects and everything. But again, I genuinely almost puked.
I will say, in the middle of talking about this, I think we should bring up one thing that I think is very important when talking about this film. Despite liking the film and despite
They did use
having
AI
qualities,
images.
the use
Yeah.
of AI in the film is disgusting and
The
shouldn't be
sad
used.
thing is the AI images, and this is spoiler alert if no one's ever seen the movie.
I mean, it's not really
Um,
a spoiler if you're talking about where they're from.
But yeah, but it's the screen cards of when the show's going to commercial. It's literally just a picture. Oddly, one had the Twin Towers in it a lot.
So
That's
you're
a
saying it was just
lot.
a still picture that they could have
It was a
just
still
They could have hired
picture
an artist
of,
for it.
Yeah.
like a graphic design, like a
like it would
very
have taken
very
someone like an
simple
hour,
graphic of design.
Yeah, it
2
would have taken
hours.
like 2 hours, but it would have cost
It
them
was
money.
literally one or two pictures of like an owl on a tree. There, like honestly, a 4-year-old could draw it, and it would still work. And the weird thing is, one had the Twin Towers in it, a lot, even though they never said this was in New York. I
there's
guess
like the
just
second tower.
just trying to show the time.
Lyle, they hit the pinnacle.
Lyle, but I guess they were trying to show the time. But it was very simple stuff where you would not even have to pay an artist more than like $50 for. That they just used AI and it really distorted it in a way that didn't need to be done. But yeah. Do you want to talk about ARGs now?
Wait,
I don't-
we haven't done the segment of the week.
I don't think we need to talk about AI because I think the collective opinion is we all fucking hate it, and
Yeah.
nothing more
really
to
hope not
say.
see
It
in
sucks.
more
It's
movies.
annoying.
Yeah, it is.
It's lazy. It's
Yeah.
just like not genuine.
I mean, it can have like its uses. Like there is a place where AI can be used as like a tool, not as a replacement, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
fully as a tool to help.
they use it as a tool in making the Spider-Verse movies. They use it to help plan some things out, and then they
Yeah.
still did the art using it as a
Yeah.
tool. But if you use it as a
Yeah.
replacement for something, then it becomes the actual problem of this is disingenuous. It's stealing other people's work. It's
Yeah.
it's bad.
A good thing to bring up right now, just because I don't think we ever discussed it with you guys, and I know this is the Oscars, it was a while ago. What is your opinion on Boy and the Heroine winning over Spider-Verse?
Reasonable. If there's any movie it should have lost to, it's that.
Yeah.
I mean-
not the masterpiece that is Elemental.
I
Elemental.
I don't know the last Disney animated movie I
Isn't that
watched.
that one like cool math games?
Bruh, the water girl and Fire Boy or whatever.
I don't like to shit on Elemental because the creator did make it to be a genuinely good story about immigration and love and that kind of shit.
Racism.
Well, yeah, but
racism. But
I
there was a
mean,
different way and a different company you could have went with to do that kind of stuff. But also, I hate to shit on Spider Verse. I like Spider Verse, I really do. Gave me Spider Punk, who I'm now obsessed with for the rest of my life. But my opinions about sequels getting nominated is just, is it really needed?
I mean,
Hmm.
if it is the best animated movie of that year, yeah.
I mean, we can all I think we can acknowledge. I mean, I will say, I'm pretty sure everyone here is like really just likes Spider Verse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as
But
far as
boy,
animated sequels go, that was a very genuine movie. Everything in that
it
movie
was.
it didn't feel like a
It,
rehash. It didn't just feel like Spider Verse, but again,
It didn't.
Mhm.
It
Again,
didn't.
I am a little salty though because I hate two-parter movies. I I just don't like it. I don't like waiting. I have no patience.
Clearly, you've never been a Kingdom Hearts fan.
I'm not.
all I gotta say
But
is tough.
I know. But I'll
That's the
also, as a
thing.
Miyazaki lover and a Miyazaki stan, even though that man was so fucking depressed, um, I just don't think it holds a candle to. And again, I know it's Miyazaki's like fifth time saying this is his last movie. He does that a lot, but like I
So do I.
don't think it holds a candle to Boy and the Heron. Basically, him telling the story that he's moving on, and I guess it's just I loved it, and I love Spider Verse at the same time, but I don't think anything else held a candle to it.
Hmm.
Fair. I mean, I haven't watched The Boy and the Heron. I've watched other Miyazaki movies, and I do recognize that he is, or that all the movies that they've made are insane, like insanely well done.
The ones he made are good because that company has
Yeah.
made
Hey,
stuff
we're not
without his
talking about his
involvement.
son. We're not talking about his son.
What do you mean?
Um,
His son makes great movies too.
Oh, dude, his son is the best.
Don't you love Earwig and the Witch? I love Earwig and the Witch.
Oh my
I
god,
was
the
about
movie
to
of all
say,
time.
my classroom is fully Studio Ghibli themed, and the one thing I refused to use was Very the Earwig stuff.
Earwig and the
Like
Witch,
our
baby.
alphabet literally has random Studio Ghibli characters for the letters we couldn't find because I refused to put Mary and the Earwig stuff in there.
And Earwig and the Witch, baby.
Um,
in other movies that were nominated, Nimona.
Oh, nice.
Nimona was very good. I'm
And the
surprised
Jewish dude.
Netflix is the one that gave us that movie.
I mean, Disney wasn't going to give
Eh.
it to us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
What have we ever gotten
hey.
from Netflix that's good?
When have we ever gotten anything from Disney that's good? Disney's garbage.
Tori,
Real.
I mean, Netflix had BoJack Horseman.
I'm sorry. I'm really
out.
sorry. I hate
Get
that.
out! Get out! You don't know. You don't know media. You don't know media.
media. You
Netflix.
don't know media.
Hey. Didn't Netflix also give
Sorry,
us Big
guys.
Mouth?
Yeah, I'm not
Ten
big now.
seasons, was it?
I feel like I wouldn't hate BoJack if
BoJack is a
stopped-
very good show.
if I would stop getting those stinking things of just a random TikTok and then just out of nowhere it's a horse and it just does the BoJack monologue and it just makes my stomach hurt because I'm like, please go away.
Rehab was the start.
Okay, look. You need to watch all of BoJack. You need to watch every single one of it. And if you come out still laughing at it like that, I don't know what to say.
I don't hate it. I'm
Well,
not the
watch
person
it.
it's going towards.
Watch
I'm
it.
not the BoJack fan.
Oh, I can tell you as someone who's watched BoJack, I'm not a BoJack fan. It's just a very well done show, which I think
I'm
you
not
should
gonna
watch.
say it's not. I really am not gonna say it's not, and it does have some good heavy hitters in there. I just fuck Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, then stream it illegally. I don't care.
I will say,
Yeah, I'll have to.
the fuck Disney was a joke.
I don't
Oh,
agree.
sorry.
Boo.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts fan.
Y'all know my favorite movie of all time. Obviously Toy Story 4, because it definitely deserved
Man,
to
The
be
Good
every single
Dinosaur?
movie
Let's go.
ever made that year.
Let's
No
go,
other
good
movie
dinosaur
deserves it.
fans. Let's go. We're so back.
I don't think like stuff like BoJack is bad. I just don't like Netflix because they're
just got-
kind of.
They don't support stream it illegally. I will give you the website to stream it
BoJack.
illegally.
I
for
will
you.
watch BoJack for you.
You can't tell someone to do
Hey.
illegal things on the podcast. Well, think of the
Yeah,
example you're
no
setting.
stream- we want you to support
I
and
don't
not
want
get
to stream it
arrested.
illegally, but the parasites want me to.
The parasites.
The parasites.
The
in my
voices are
brain.
telling me.
The
The
snail
voices
in
are telling
the
me.
snail in my ear is telling me.
The snail in my ear that's hiding because he has a felony to him.
The snail in your ear has gold. Get it. Get it. Free the snail. Free the snail.
Free the snail. There. What else was in there? It was just. Wasn't there
I
like
mean-
one movie that like I could not remember what the heck it was?
You mean the Sea Beast or whatever it was called?
Yeah. The heck was that?
I mean,
And
Netflix did The Witcher, which people liked for a bit.
I don't know what The Witcher is. I've never heard of that guy. Henry Cavill, more like Henry Schmavel.
Yo, let's go.
And
Base.
got
What
him.
the fuck? Hop off Henry Cavill.
He's making
I
Warhammer.
like as a person who was obsessed with him for like a hot minute, I've just
He's
grown out of
great.
it.
He's great in that movie Ungently Warfare. I like when he shoots the Nazi and the money, the big guy, and he go wah boom boom boom.
I clap.
Let's go.
What
Don't
other
forget,
movies?
Netflix has also made the Avatar live action.
Uh,
Let's go.
That was a thing that I never watched because
That makes me like Netflix so much more.
It's
The only good thing
chronic mid.
the only good thing about Avatar is Azula. Hot take. Damn.
Like in the live action or just in general?
Just in general, I'm not the biggest first Airbender show. fan.
Get
Korra
out.
though.
You
Korra's
have,
great.
get out.
what's up with you two and your terrible opinions?
I'm just known for having
Autism.
terrible opinions.
Terrible.
Listen, do you know who my two favorite characters are? Of course I have terrible opinions.
I'm sorry, it's the tism.
I love Garden of Band, man.
The tism just gets to me.
Nah, I know some autistic people who have really good opinions. I think you got personal issues that need to be
These
resolved.
are good ones.
You got
He's
personal
not letting
issues.
you off this one.
You don't get a pass here.
You just don't
You,
like
you don't get a
shit.
you don't get a neurodivergent pass. Not
It
today.
makes Tori sit down and watch Smiling Friends with me.
Very good show.
It is!
No.
Thank you!
I'm Mr. Frog. This is the show. I eat the board.
When's
Okay.
season 2 coming out?
May 12th.
Oh, this month. Let's go.
Thank God! Thank God, I need it.
I will be
I need
watching
more
on
funny
TV
content.
because I don't have HBO Max.
Mm.
There are other ways to watch the show.
I mean, it premieres on Adult Swim earlier, like one day before HBO, right?
It's okay,
Yeah, I
Pookie.
mean,
I'll,
they put the first episode of the second season out already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gwimbly or whatever.
Yeah.
I
Also,
don't do my iconic victory dance for just anybody.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So- Netflix did Arcane.
Oh yeah.
I love gay people.
I-
I love
How
League of
come
Legends.
when
I love
bring up
gay
League of
people.
Legends, I get
love
fans
gay
be
people, I love it.
fans.
I love gay people. I love League of Legends.
What else?
See, we're not homophobic on this podcast.
Yeah, we love.
We got girl kissers in here. We got girl boys and furry kissers in here.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa! We ain't exposing people here.
I'm just showing that we accepting.
Yeah, no discrimination here. We either love everyone or hate everyone.
Yeah.
Let's
love
start talking about people we hate. Elon Musk,
Yeah,
I'm coming for you.
Elon Musk, Drake.
Yeah, fuck Elon
Cannot
Musk.
hide.
Elon Musk, we're gonna ban you off of Twitter.
Oh no, I'm doing worse than that.
I will ban you from life.
Public execution.
Said Kendrick on Elon.
True.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but
I think I got it. I got it.
if
No, I
Kendrick
got it. I got
exposes him, Elon will turn it into a Boeing whistleblower.
No.
Yeah. No, I got this. I got this. I know what to do. All right. So here's what we do. Right. We get Kendrick to write a diss about Elon, and then in order to redeem himself, Elon has to do a big stunt, which means he has to have a 1v1 against Victor Wembanyama, and if he scores a point, he doesn't get to die. But if he doesn't, he just gets executed live on Twitter.
Live on
Excellent.
Twitter.
For all intents and purposes, and for Twitter monetization, this is a joke.
Nah.
Yeah, we will do it in Minecraft. We will publicly
I
execute
said
it in
what I
Minecraft.
felt.
In Minecraft,
No
public execution in
rewrite.
Minecraft.
I side with Mike here. Fuck Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is a scum of a human being.
So true.
Genuinely
Ian.
is.
Ooh.
Is there any other movies you guys want to bring up?
Resident Evil movie. I don't know.
Sonic
guys are-
3!
You guys are talking about
I
video
love
game
Sonic.
movies. Sonic 3, Venom 3, The Last Dance.
No, Venom, The Last Dance!
The
The cinema's
Last
back!
They don't get to call that movie The Last Dance.
Yes,
they don't get
do.
to.
They are allowed to call it The Last Dance.
My favorite Venom quote is when Venom came out and said, "The Venom was the friends we made along the way."
I love it when Riot came out and said 6 months. That was funny.
6 months.
How many months?
I do think the sad thing is I am fully falling out of love with Marvel and like
Good.
Sony.
Good.
They make
I love
less
cheese.
than adequate movies.
Like okay, you're gonna hate me and you're gonna call me bad opinions, but the Marvels, I liked it.
I still haven't watched it, and I refuse. I'll probably not so legally watch it just to see how it is.
Well, I get that, but like, I just like the Doctor Strange movie, Spider-Man movie was good.
Just watch X.
Like genuinely,
97.
the show is that the new show?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
do want to see it. I do. I like it. I like pretty men in crop tops.
Yes.
Huh?
There's a pretty man and a crop top in the show, Dory.
I don't know what men are.
The X-Men are back. This is huge. They Wolverine used to be that guy from like the 90s to like the early 2000s. He used to be he was part of the big three of heroes.
What? Can I spoil something from you for Marvels because it's been out long enough? So if anybody's listening to this and gets upset, that's on them. There is a scene at the end, and what's his name? The big blue motherfucker.
Beast.
Beast does come in. So I feel like they are really banking on X-Men coming back, and I'm enjoying it. I feel like that could really help. Love the popcorn bucket for Deadpool.
Eh.
I don't know if
It's a
any of you
popcorn
guys have
bucket.
seen it.
It's a popcorn bucket.
I haven't seen it.
They're trying to
Got it.
hop on the Dune popcorn bucket wave,
No, it's
but they will never
it's-
stand where it stood.
Better.
Just crazy how Disney just tried to kill off the X-Men.
Remember when they killed the X-Man that can't die?
Yeah.
That still pisses me off.
Why does Anna?
Like there's no
Characters in
excuse.
Marvel.
There's no fucking excuse. He literally can't die. He will literally teleport away if he can't, like, adapt to the situation. And of course, the guy has to be black.
Well, and they really are trying to kill off the X-Men because if you look at Doctor Strange and the multiverse, they literally killed a version of
Oh
Professor
yeah, but
X.
he dies like every other like comic issue.
I feel like they just need to leave him alone. They need to leave the peepaw alone. He's in a wheelchair.
People.
You're really gonna go up to some guy in a wheelchair and just snap his neck?
He's Omega
No.
level. He's an Omega level mutant.
I didn't know he was a
Yeah.
beta male. I'm sorry.
Bruh.
No, Omega, wrong way.
Oh, Omega male. So he's breedable. I forgot.
I mean, he's like 80
this-
years old. You do what you want.
This is so unrelated. This is so unrelated. This is just gonna sound super unrelated, but I just wanted to bring this up because it's so funny because we talked about it earlier. I've been playing 2K while doing this podcast to have some fun.
Bruh.
And I found a tweet on the 2K My Career that just says Tatum fans in shambles right now, and I thought that was funny. So real, Fanatic 84.
Celtics fans
Yeah.
celebrating taking down the Jimmy Butler-less Heat. Not ready to
Whoa.
play a real basketball game.
True, so true.
Anyway,
I'll say, do we have anything else we need to bring up?
has this been?
Wait, we have one more thing
Yeah.
before we leave. We have one more thing. It's a segment of the show.
The Pokemon.
Today's Pokemon of the day. Tag your friends
Bunnery.
in the comments who you think it's. I guess it's Bunnery. Everyone, tell us your favorite thing about Bunnery.
Everyone, please send your Bunnery fan art to tumblingtea on
average
twitter.com.
Pokemon.
Or wait, no, that's weird.
It's not safe for work. Please make sure it goes to Tumbling Tea.
Yes, please send your Bunnery fan art to Tumbling Tea. You could be featured on the next episode of the Quirky Questions podcast.
So that's again at tumblingtea.com.
Tumblingtea.com.
It's not how it works.
Yeah, it is.
It's not how it works.
You just don't understand.
I'll make one. I'll pay for the fucking thing.
I
and
don't
all.
think that's an eligible domain you can own.
I'll
You
buy it
never
right now.
know.
I'll buy the domain right now, and it'll just link to...
Tumblingtea.com?
Yeah.
That's not an eligible domain.
Why not?
Tumblingtea.gov.
What? Yeah,
No.
.org?
Tumbling at tumblingtea.com is not that. Like if you just do tumblingtea.com.
No.
No,
It's
at
like
tumblingtea.gov.
Yeah, it needs to have the at.
You can't put the ampersand. That's not a viable
Hashtag
domain.
at tumblingtea.com.
Hashtag.
Can we get this
Bro,
trending, please?
Please.
You have a computer science education, bro.
I'll make
Did
it
you
work.
not learn
I'm gonna
this?
create Web 4 that lets me make websites that start.
He's talking about Web 4. You make me sick.
You'll all see. You'll see. You'll all see. We'll see who's laughing then, huh? See you in a week.
Just gonna shoot up a school.
Bruh.
What the fuck? He's too grown for that.
Sophie, just a 40-year-old furry, walks into school.
What are these
Okay, I think we're going off the
Dude, I'm already
rails
gonna
a
be
little
canceled
bit.
for the next episode. I'm gonna be problematic.
God.
I'm just gonna be recording from
I
my
want to
prison
just make
cell.
a diss track of you.
The Toby diss track is wild.
Whoa, Tumbling Tea, please don't shoot me.
Please don't show me any more
I don't
Pokemon
play it
porn.
God.
Is that what we call it, everyone?
Yeah.
Or is that where we finish?
Any closing remarks?
Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay.
GG.
Over.
It's Jover.
It's
Okay.
Jover.
We were so back and now it's Jover.
Joe. See you all in the next 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Huge.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.